I am making this video as someone who really celebrates and uses Apple products. I own an iPhone, a MacBook Pro, an iPad Pro, AirPods Max, an Apple TV, AirTags, even though I've been an Android user for over 10 years. Anyway, the purpose of this video is to address the issue of my kids spending all day in front of screens. As an Android user, I use Google's Family Link to monitor and limit my kids' screen time. I have to say, it worked flawlessly. I was able to allow my kids a certain amount of time and then Family Link would block the device from use. If I wanted to give them more time, I could decide exactly how long it should be. It was simple and there were no problems. Then I switched to an iPhone and got my kids iPads as well, so that we were all in the same ecosystem. Additionally, I found that iPads are more durable and have more software, making them more suitable for learning. Both of my kids had Android smartphones, but I bought my son an iPhone 8. This allowed me to make direct comparison, as my daughter still had an Android smartphone and my son had an iPhone. I set up screen time on iOS and thought everything would be just as easy as with Family Link. At first, everything seemed to be going smoothly. However, there were a few things that frustrated me about screen time. For example, I couldn't specify exactly how much bonus time I wanted to give my kids. It was either 1 hour or all day or 15 minutes. Why is that? And why do I have to decide that for each app individually? Anyone with kids knows how quickly they get bored and switch to different apps. Then the whole process starts over again. The child asks for permission for the next app and I can only choose between 3 options: 50 minutes, 1 hour or all day. And it's the same with every app. It's torture. Why can't I just decide for the whole device like I can with Android and specify the time freely? It leads to a culture of negotiation that I don't want as a father. As a father, I want to give clear rules with clear instructions, but Apple makes that impossible. The worst thing for me is the option for 1 more minute. If I've allowed a certain amount of screen time, I don't want it to be exceeded. But then Apple comes with this option that the child can activate in various apps and it allows them to stay on the device for longer. It makes no sense to me. I don't want to make the video too long, but there's one more thing I want to address. I could live with all problems I mentioned, but there's one thing that makes Apple's screen time completely useless for me. My settings keep resetting for some unknown reason. I've tried everything to fix this problem. I've resetted the devices, logged out and logged back in all devices and searched various forums for help, but I couldn't find a solution. And in these forums I realized how many people are still having problems with screen time on iOS. This is not typical for Apple. Normally everything is well thought out at Apple and that's why I switched from Android to iOS after using it for so long. Everything else is working fine, but when it comes to screen time it seems like Apple doesn't care as much. That's why I've given this video the title "Apple doesn't care about our children." If they did, it would be like Family Link and everything would work as it should. But what's your experience with Apple's screen time or Google's Family Link? Write in the comments, like and subscribe. Until the next video, have a good time.